Thank you for tuning in to Macroview Television and welcome to a brand new edition of Taiwan Outlook, the program that presents the different faces and lets you hear the different voices on Taiwan. I'm your host, Wu Guo. Have you dreamed about traveling around the world on your bike? And that is a dream that many of us have thought about it but never pursued. But on today's program, we're delighted to have a special guest who has actually done it in 3.5 years by traveling around the world on his bicycle. And he is Mr. Wu Shih-Chang, who's currently a Taiwanese cyclist and currently writing blogs and travel stories based on his journey. Welcome to the program, Mr. Wu.
Hello, everybody. I'm Wu Shih-Chang. Really happy today to hear.
Yes, we're happy to have you on the program, Mr. Wu. And let's start off by asking you that a lot of us, like I said, have dreamed about traveling around the world. But when we, say traveling around the world, we're talking about traveling by, plane, traveling by, boat, or other means of transportation like cars if you're in the continental area. But you have done it in 3.5 years, traveling around the world on your bike. Let me ask you this first question. Why and when did you come up with the dream of traveling around the world on your bike?
Simply said, it's for dream. But I think there's a not good answer.
No.
Say more deeps with mean I want to know who am I. Just like to.
It's like a self-discovery.
Yes.
Okay.
To discover myself.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I decided to travel around the world, just opinion or something, a thinking. But I never think about by what kind of way to travel on my way.
Okay.
So I think have some different things.
Okay.
Let me choose the bike for my traveling tour.
All right.
Yeah.
I remember reading your bio, and then you of course, went to university education in Taiwan.
Yeah.
And finished your military obligations after graduation, and then you worked in a it's sort of like a kids tutorial class for about a month. Right?
It's just 1 month.
Yes, and then you decided that you want to travel around the world on your bike.
Yeah.
And what kind of preparations did you put yourself through? For example, did you travel around the Taiwan first and make sure that you have enough, strength and stamina to sustain the journey? Please.
I just quit my job in a surgery school, but I just want to take a little bit text. Yeah, I just decided to cycle around Taiwan.
Okay.
But I think if I want to plan a really long travel all around the world, I need, my first problem was money.
Of course.
Yeah, so I just think, okay, I take a tiny trip in Taiwan, and then I just put the $100 in my wallet. I told myself, just only, this money. I cannot spend anymore. So I just take 2 weeks cycling around Taiwan, and then I just waste maybe 2,000 Taiwan dollars, no more.
Really?
Yeah.
So you actually had some leftover from the $100 that you started off with?
Yes. So I think, okay, before I think be a backpacker to travel around the world, but I cannot save the accommodation and the transporter, a lot of fee. I cannot save that. So I chose the bike. I could buy bicycle to transport it, and then I could sleep in a tent.
All right.
So I don't need to go to a hostel or a hotel.
Okay.
So I save a lot of money, just like travel in Taiwan. I sleep on a bridge or beside the river.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Something like
Let me ask you this, Mr. Wu. Did you, when you were growing up, were you pretty much an outdoors person? I mean, did you enjoy camping, or cycling on the weekends? Did you do it with your friends or family? Did you do that often?
Never.
Never?
Never.
But you do know how to ride a bike?
No.
You don't?
Yeah, actually,
you didn't?
I not really know about that bike.
All right.
Yeah, that's the first to buy the bike.
All right.
So even if I go trip around the world by bike, for example, I start from Alaska, but I don't know how to fix my bike. If the flat tire, I don't know how to fix it.
All right.
Yeah.
But you do know how to ride your bicycle recreationally, right?
Yes.
All right. Let me ask you, in addition to finding a bike, what other kinds of equipment that you needed to prepare for the journey? For example, you said that you couldn't sleep in the tent.
Yeah.
You know, in a tent, and then did you prepare for the tent and other things? Please.
First things, you need a normal bike.
Okay.
Just not pretty high price.
Right.
Just a normal bike for traveling. It's a more stuff and a stronger bike.
Okay.
And then you need to prepare anything on your bike. You could imagine it about you put all things in the bike because the bike was like your home. Okay. It's a moving home on your bike. So like I have a stove to cooking, and a pot to eat, and sleeping trap, and sleeping bag, and a tent. There's some shuttle, yeah. So, and also and 4 seasons your clothes. You keep warm and some hot. You need different clothes, all on the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you started off the trip around the world, I learned that you spoke very little English. And then in order to prepare yourself for the journey ahead, that you brought 5 dictionaries with you on the trip.
Yes.
Why did you bring 5 dictionaries? And what were, each one of them for?
Yeah.
Please.
Before I take the trip, I cannot speak any words English because, because the horrible English education in Taiwan.
All right.
I cannot not only speaking, I cannot listening. Yeah, for example, when I take a flight, arrive Anchorage in Alaska, I have 16 or 17 hours jet lag. So I just find some hotel, but I just stand in the custom and just stand. I cannot do anything. Any one word I cannot say. Yeah, so after I use one paper and one pen, I just draw in a bat, and I put the characters Z. Yeah. Okay. So right. I show the madam. He said, "Oh, you want to check in? You want to take a bed?" So I just, oh, okay, yes. All right. Yeah, anything.
Check in the hotel.
Yeah, so check in the hotel. After I just use the dictionaries. So before the trip, I just arranged the whole trip, the different continent. I think, okay, I need English.
All right.
But I don't know how to speak English, so I studied by myself. So I need Chinese English and English Chinese. So after I made the same situation, I just put the English Chinese to the foreign people, and then I use the Chinese English to
communicate.
To communicate, yeah.
Right.
And then I prepare different continents like Latin America. I just use Spanish and English, and English, Spanish, and France also.
All right.
Yes.
So that's why you brought 5 dictionaries with you. All right.
Yeah.
And when you started off the trip, Mr. Wu, you started, as your starting point, Alaska. Why did you pick Alaska? It's remote. It's the environment is not so friendly. What month of the year did you go to Alaska? Was it winter or summertime?
In the summertime.
All right,
yeah.
But half a day, it's all dark, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, more than half a day, it's all dark. So, was it difficult for you to adjust?
No.
And why did you pick Alaska to start off the journey?
I start a journey in June. I chose this region because Alaska is a really north latitude.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think if I start in maybe December, maybe it's snowing. It's too hard.
Of course.
Yeah, so I chose in the summer. It's okay. It's a better season. So I go there, but I met another problem. Is there's a whole day light.
Okay. Yes.
The sun is never went down.
No.
Yeah, so even in the 2:00 a.m., the sun's still on the mountain.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's really difficult to sleep. Yeah, like if you tent outside, the sun always bright.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alaska, was it a good starting point for you? I mean, you of course adjusted your jet lag.
Yeah, jet lag.
And then you have now being a foreign country.
Yeah.
And learn to speak to people through dictionary translation.
Yeah, translation.
And then so it was a good starting point for you to continue the journey. Did you think?
Yes, I think that is the best choice when I reminded.
Okay.
Because if I accept the friend's command, it's a start to go different direction to China.
Okay.
I think I cannot change it quickly.
No.
Yeah, because when I land in Alaska, I think it's all changed. My world is totally different.
Okay.
So yeah, I feel really scared. Sometimes I feel frightened, but I'm still happy.
Okay.
I'm still happy.
So it was a good starting point for you, and we're happy for you. But the trip is about to get interesting, and we need to take the first break on our program today. When we come back, we're going to learn more from Mr. Wu's trip around the world on his bike. I'll see you in just a few minutes. Welcome back to the second part of today's program here on Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Wu Guo. We will continue our conversation with Mr. Wu Shih-Chang, who's currently a Taiwanese cyclist and who has completed a journey around the world in 3.5 years. That was back in the year 2013. Mr. Wu, we started, talking about your journey around the world. We talked about the first, destination was Anchorage, Alaska. And then I believe that you originally, when you planned the trip, you thought about completing the trip in about 2 years. But you ended up, like I said, took about 3.5 years to complete your journey. Why? Why the additional 1.5 years?
Because the plans always broken,
Okay.
Yeah, because I just think about, okay, if I take the distance just like one circle, it's quickly, but actually on the way, the roads are always not straight.
Of course.
Yes, and then have some different problem. Maybe it's heavy running, and then it's really long time. So I need to stop and then to find something. So, and then sometimes I cannot have too many stimulate to biking to do the sport, because day by day you are more and more weak.
Of course.
Yeah, so I need to rest. Sometimes I tend on the wild and then just stay one day to rest my leg.
Okay. I think, you said the key point. For you to take on this journey was not that you were involved in a race. You were not involved in a bicycle race. So time is not of the most essence on the trip. And what is important for you, because back then you were in your 20s, you wanted to discover the world. You want to learn more about the world. So if you want to spend more time in a particular place with a particular people, of course, you're free to do so. And certainly there were a lot of, unexpected events along the way as well. For example, on the journey from Alaska to Canada, you apparently met 8 bears in the Canadian forest. Can you tell us about that experience? Were you scared?
Yeah. really scared.
Okay.
But actually just if you drive a car, pass through the Alaska highway, maybe you never met any bears or grizzly.
Okay.
But I'm ride a bicycle. It's really slowly.
Of course.
So I met the bears. The opportunity is really high.
Okay.
Yeah. So I whole way in Canada, I met 20s grizzly or black bear. But just on my way, I look them. Yeah, not charged. But I have one time.
Okay.
It's a dangerous situation. Is that day I ride a bicycle more than 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, riding
very
time.
tired. Yes.
Very tired, and in a mountain area. I just think, oh, now I'm so tired. Now it's about 9:00 p.m. But yeah, still bright. I just climb up to the top. I think, oh, I cannot do anymore. I think I need camp and rest now. So I just on the top, I just park my bike and then leave the highway to find some nice place. So I just jump into the small forest, yeah,
Okay.
something. And then inside have it's still big, the plant, the grass. So I just, oh, that is pretty nice.
Okay.
Yeah, tonight I will sleep in here. But just when I just turned left, I saw the 4 black bears.
Really?
Yeah, it's a family.
All right.
Yeah. Before I learned from the national rangers, they told me, if you met a family bears, especially black bear,
Okay.
that is the most dangerous situation, because the mother, they will protect their kids.
Yes.
So they always not run away. They always face to you and then to judge you. You are an enemy. You want to get some hurt to my kids or not. So at last, I just think, no, I need to find some way to run away, go out of the forest. But if you met a bear, you cannot turn around and then running. You need to slowly walk back, and then you need to raise up your arm, and then wailing slowly, just make the big shape.
Okay.
Because the ranger, they say, if you wailing your arm as slowly in the bear's eyes, they will look at the whole shape. You will look more bigger. If you bigger than him, they just
they will walk.
They will feel maybe I cannot attack you. Yeah. So they just stay here. So I just more and more take back. Just behind was the little forest, and I just want to go jump back the small trees.
Okay.
Yeah. When I jump, the mother, the black bear mother, he just charged me.
Really?
Yeah.
Came after you.
Yeah. But let's have a long distance because I take back.
Okay.
So I heard she coming. I just running. Yeah, I running. But maybe just 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes. That she have 3 kids. The small one is really tiny.
Yeah.
He just yelling, like crying. So the mother is just stop, and then stop. I still running
Okay.
out to the highway.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just take the bike and then go down the hill, and after I still riding more than 2 hours.
Another 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
Even though I'm so tired, but
Yeah.
I need survival.
Okay, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
We also know that when you were in Canada,
Yeah.
you met a very nice couple.
Yes.
And they gave you some, suggestions, some very useful, helpful, English.
Yes.
Especially the wife.
Yes,
Can you tell us then what did they teach you?
One day I riding on my way. People he drive the pickup.
Okay.
I just cook my lunch, eat the spaghetti noodles, and he saw my flag, my national flag on my bike. He just come to me and then to conversation something. He say, I have a brother. He have a job in Taipei, so he just told me if you go to the Prince George, the city, you could just stay in my home. But at the moment, I think, no, my English is so poor, so I don't know how to living with the foreign family. But when I arrived to Prince George, I still call the phone to her. I just want to thank you, but I need to go. But he said, no, where are you? I want to pick you.
Okay.
Yeah, so he just drive a car and pick me back to them home. And he have a beautiful wife, and then his wife is really nice. He just she know my English cannot compute a completely sentence, so he just you don't need to speak a really nice English, because you just a traveler. You just need to ask, and then what you want and where you going. Okay. That's enough. Right. I think that's right. Yeah. So she just told me, okay, if you saw these words, there's a characters, there's a vocal, you just how to define it, and then simply to pronounce. Yeah, just teach you about the pronunciation. Good. Yeah, and then he just write down a list. These words and these words, you need to know it, because that's about your trip. The food, water, and then your bike, a lot of different parts. You need to know the name, because you want to reply that. Yes. Yeah, and then how to say help if you have some different problem. Maybe you got hurt, or you got some problem about a lot of things. There's a list. Okay, you could use the dictionary and then to finish it.
Terrific.
Yeah.
So that was very helpful.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
And after Canada, did you go to the U.S.?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. What was your experience like in the U.S.? What cities did you visit?
San Francisco, Seattle also. Seattle, and then I go to 101 highway, the West Coast, and then until to the San Francisco.
I would suppose that the time you spend in Canada and the U.S., these are very developed economies. So I think the experience was pretty much similar to what you would expect, in Taiwan. Was there, in addition to the bears, was there any additional surprises?
In Canada, it's totally different about the United States.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the United States, it's also good. But for me, it's, I think by bike, it's an...
Yeah, you can't experience as much.
Experience is not totally good like Canada, because Canada is a real natural country.
Of course.
I can camp anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, just protect the bears.
Yes.
But in the United States, it's really difficult to find a public area.
The options are limited.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everywhere you could sell private property.
Good.
So I cannot camp anywhere.
Okay. And we need to take another break on the program. We'll be back. Welcome back to today's program here on Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Wu Guo. We will continue our conversation with Mr. Wu Shih-Chang, who is a Taiwanese cyclist, has traveled around the world in 3.5 years on his bicycle. Mr. Wu, we were talking about your experiences in North America, specifically Canada and also the U.S. They're very different, as you just told us. But you continue your journey from the U.S. on down to Mexico. And in Mexico, apparently, something unpleasant has happened because you were robbed, 3 times in Mexico.
Yeah.
And the first 2 times you just gave the robbers your money and your belongings and things. But the 3rd time you got very angry. What was the story behind it? Please.
Before, I always got robbed near the city.
Okay.
The first time, I just in some country yard, not much people.
Okay.
So that time, I just cook my lunch also in the bus station. They have a tiny shuttle. So I just cooking and eat the noodles. Have one young people. He just wear a short t-shirt and then short pants. We take a little conversation.
Right.
Yeah. So after he just say, "Hello, my friend," and then you know what is this?
Took out a knife?
Took out a knife, about 8 inches, knife. And then he just come close, and he said, "Do you know what is this?"
Okay.
Yeah. So I saw, oh, it's a knife.
Right.
He say, "Okay, give me your money." I just take my pocket.
Okay.
I just give you the money, but because I will leave the country to next country, so I don't have a lot of the cash.
Okay.
So just 3 pesos, I think. I say, oh, it's too late. So he just, okay, another one. I put another one, the same. It's also not much. Yeah. So he just really angry. Okay, what is it? Give me this.
All right.
But there is my sleeping bag. In the high mountain, maybe the altitude is just 2,000 meters more. In the night, it's really cold. So I need a sleeping bag. So I just told him, okay, do it. Yeah, because I don't have another money for you. Okay. Yeah, my money just this. If you want noodles, take it. Just like that. So he just a little bit tremble their hand, and then just I know they cannot do this.
Okay.
So he just want to charge more. He just okay, I have a friend just near the village. They have guns. I just call them back and then to shoot you. I say go, come on, please. Yeah. So he just ran out of the way, and after have one old man. He just come to want to stay just want to take the bus, but he just take one rock, maybe this one, and then we saw the old man. We just keep quiet, and then sit at the chairs and just keep silent. I think maybe 5 minutes or more.
Okay.
Yeah, no any sentence. A bus is just stop here, and an old man is get on a bus. He just stand up. I will hit you by this rock.
Okay.
So I just, okay, come on, please.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he just think, why? You just give me the money. I just yelling, so I don't have the money. If you want money, okay, you just hit me in my head. Okay, right. Do it. So he just run away.
Okay.
Yeah, I yelling really loudly.
Okay.
Yeah, because I want to make noise, let near the people to know.
Right.
Yeah.
But not all of your experiences in South America were unpleasant, because you ended up spending 3 months in Peru.
Yeah.
And apparently because you liked the place, you liked the people, you liked the culture.
Yes.
Can you tell us then, why were you attracted to the people, the culture in Peru? Please.
I like the landscape, because the Latin America, the big one mountain is Mountain Los Andes.
Yes.
Yeah, in the Peru, this area, they have, I think it's a collage, all the different scenery in Peru. In the north part, you also could to visit the original jungle. Yeah, in the mountain, still have more than 4,000 meters highland, high mountain, and snowing, and beside the coast, the coastal line, you could see the desert also, and really ground. They also have a beautiful ocean. So in Peru, I could to visit different kinds, and then the Aboriginal culture like Inca, line of Nazca, and then the Machu Picchu, and then some different pyramid, a lot you could visit.
Yeah. So it was something very attractive, also something very different, for you.
Yes.
Right? And we know that Mr. Wu, you travel from country to country, from continent to continent.
Yes.
Then there are times that you will run into visa problems.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the countries around the world do not have diplomatic relations with the Republic of China on Taiwan. Can you tell us the diplomatic difficulties that we have, which subsequently caused your visa problem, especially in Bolivia? Please.
I just go to the Bolivia consulate.
Okay.
And then I just show the passport to the consulate. They say I want to apply the visa. They say okay, but you need to maybe wait 1 week or 2 weeks. I don't know.
Okay.
I say okay, I could wait in your visa.
All right.
But after 2 weeks, between the 2 weeks, I every day to the consulate and to ask how about my visa. At last, the consulate they told me because your passport, the name was wrong, so we cannot issue a visa for you. I said, what's wrong? It's a Taiwan. No. You say Taiwan, but you have a China. I said, no, it's a China. It's a Taiwan. So I just I begged them to call the phone to Bolivia, the capital city in Bolivia. The request was because your passport have a big problem. The name was wrong, so we cannot issue a visa for you.
And also there were incidents, for example, that forced you originally planned to go to South Africa, but you ended up going to Europe instead.
Yeah.
And then you also spent your 30th birthday at the airport in Madrid.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that story?
Before Madrid, I just want to take an airplane to Madrid. So I pack in all the stuff. Yeah, bicycle also. So bicycle to packing in a carton box. But the bicycle shop, the staff helped me to pack in all bicycle. And then when I arrived at Madrid, I just opened a box and then to rebind the bicycle, but lost one part, and a really important part.
Okay.
So my rear wheel cannot combine on the bike.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's a big problem.
Yeah, for cyclists, if they cannot use a bike, they cannot move. Yeah, so I stuck in Madrid airport. Yeah.
All right, and then that happens to be your 30th birthday.
Yeah, so I sleeping in the airport hold. Two nights.
2 nights. Did you go out, maybe buy yourself a cupcake and light a candle and say happy birthday to yourself?
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we also know that while you were in Europe, your bike was stolen in Paris.
Yeah, Paris.
What happened?
In Paris, the big city, I want to save my accommodation fee, so I always camp out
on the street?
On the street, or just keep away the big city.
Right.
But Paris is an important city because I want to visit the beautiful museum. So I find a friend living in Paris.
Okay.
I just take a couch surfing.
Okay.
And my bike, I just lock on just lock outside, just beside the house. When I leave, just continue go on my way. I put all my bag and then go downstairs. My bicycle disappeared.
Really?
Yeah, disappeared.
Yeah.
But last night, before sleeping, I just look from the window. They still here.
Okay.
But when I go back, nothing.
Yeah, it was
disappear.
gone.
Yeah. So we go to the police station, and
make
then
a report.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the police, he just say, "Welcome to Paris."
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Were you able to find a replacement bike, to continue the journey? Because you had a bike sponsored by Taiwanese bike maker Giant.
Yeah, the got stolen this one.
Oh,
yeah, but I don't have another one.
All right.
So, but actually I don't want to stop my trip. I want to continue.
Of course.
Yeah, so I have a different plan. Maybe I buy a new one.
Okay.
So okay, I to check which one I could use it, but the price is really high in Paris.
I imagine.
Yeah, so I just
buy a used one.
Buy a used one, but it's from a Taiwanese friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they live in Taiwan,
okay.
yeah, and then just send the bike to Paris for me.
All right. We're going to continue the journey a little later, and we're going to go to Africa. And we need to take the final break on the program today. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the final part of today's program here on Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Ray Guo. Well, we'll continue and hopefully wrap up this interesting conversation with Mr. Wu Shih-Chang, who's a Taiwanese bicyclist, and he has traveled around the world on his bike in 3.5 years. And we're going to continue with his story. Now we're going to go to Africa. You know, Mr. Wu, a lot of people will say that you travel around the world and, you seem to like Africa the most because of the, the natural scenery and also the people, the culture. And then, so it's not so much because of what the, nature has to offer, but also the people, their history, their way of life. What was that one or two things that really attracted you the most in Africa, please?
Before I arrived at Africa, I think I want to visit the wild scenery.
Okay.
But when I arrived in Africa, I just attract my eyes on the people because I'm more interested about the culture and the social on the people. So I just, on my way, I just search the different the tribe people or Aboriginal people. What kinds of life, they eating something or wear something, or what kinds of the village. That is my important things on my way.
Okay. And while you were in Africa, we understood that you had a lot of new experiences. For example, you were on your bike, then you were in a race with an elephant, a giraffe, and then with them racing down, the road with you. What was it like? What was the experience like?
The elephant is a little bit dangerous because I always think elephant is a really gentle animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I arrived, when I just got the elephant rush, I changed. Because one time I just go on the tiny hills, and then I saw one elephant just eating the tree, beside the road. I want to take a picture, but I just put on my digital camera. The lens is come out, have some noise.
Yes.
The elephant just hear and then look, just run come to me.
Really?
Yes. Yes. Right. So I not yet take the photo.
No picture yet.
I just put on and then wait my bike and it run away. Oh, okay. I'm a little bit down, so he just forget.
Okay. And then also you were in a race with a zebra and then giraffe. Yeah. What was that story?
Giraffe just really, they really shamed. There's a really, it's like difficult to close.
Okay.
Because I want to take picture is more close, but if you just further one step, they just beg more.
Okay.
So, but it's still beautiful.
Of course.
Interesting experience is cycling racing with a zebra.
Okay.
One time I just in a really ground the plane, really flat. Really
Okay.
flat. I just easy to bike. I passed through one group of zebras. Yeah, I saying, oh, beautiful. It's you know, that's white and black. Yeah, different kind of different colors animal. And then when I passed, I hear some noise. I think 3 zebras. He just catch on me. Yeah, and then I think, okay, you want to race with me? Okay, I just pedal really hard, and then just past them. He just the three zebras is more speed. Yeah, pass me, and then I pass me. I cannot do more fast. They just slow down, and then just turn ahead. I think the meaning is, hey, buddy, you know who is the king.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Did you ever run into wild animals like jaguar or lion? Good for you. You're very lucky. Yes.
Yeah.
But also when you were in Africa, every night when you want to put up a tent, that you want to make sure that nobody's around you, nobody's nearby. Why is it? Because you would think that you want to camp where people are, that you feel a little safer. But it's not the case in Africa. Why?
Because the Africa is not like a developing city.
No.
We always attract in the same area to live. Africa maybe everywhere have the people, small house, everywhere. It's not be a tribe or not. Just here have one house, here have one house, all the way.
Yeah, all spread out.
All spread out. So I just find not much people. But when I set a tent up, you will attract the people, the kids. They just want to see what is it.
Yes.
Yeah. Really,
who's out there?
Yeah, who's out there. And then what is it? It's a tent. It's a house. What kind of house?
Yes.
So I cook beside my tent. So the kids just stand there and then watch me whole day. Even in the night, they still stand there.
Okay.
Yeah. And call a friend. Here have one
have
house.
a foreigner visiting our land.
Yes.
All right. Another thing in Africa was the fact that you put up a blog, a travel blog, and you write articles throughout the journey, and you also post your pictures. And there were some Taiwanese overseas, whether they're in business or Taiwanese students, read your blog and they welcome you to visit, to stay with them.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that experience?
Oh yeah, I think the overseas Taiwanese is really patient.
Yes.
Yeah, they just watch the blog, maybe just from their friend. Yeah. They have one young generation is take a bicycle or go around way. They will pass through your city.
Your city, yes.
So you just give me a message. Hey, I am blah blah blah. Are you from Taiwan? If you go to where you could stay
with
in the
us.
house,
Okay.
So sometimes, first time I just think, oh, that's a good help.
Yeah.
So I just to visit the overseas friends, and then they were really kind and really patient, and they always worry about me because I show a picture for them. They say. Oh, you just eat the spaghetti noodles, nothing. You put some salt. I said no salt, just spaghetti.
Yes.
They just want to. You need to eat more. So when I just live with them, that's really.
Feed you very well.
Yeah, feed very well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And given the fact that you were away from your family, your friends, for about 3.5 years, when you finally returned to Taiwan, what was going through your mind when you look at the Taoyuan International Airport, and then see the plane coming down, landing in Taiwan. What was the emotion going through your mind at the time?
I have a little bit scared.
Really? Being away from your family for 3.5 years?
Yes, because I feel that Taiwan is a new country for me at the moment.
All right.
Yeah, I think that is the last country on my way.
Okay, on your journey.
So yeah, so I have a different opinion to watch my country, because now I really sure that is my hometown, my homeland.
Okay.
When before I go to Anchorage, I just want to leave the Taiwan environment, the social environment.
Yeah.
So I just to create or to discover the different world also, or myself also.
Yes.
When I go back, I changed.
Yes.
Actually, I changed.
Right.
So I feel a little bit scared because there's a new country. How I face the new country.
Yeah, face everybody.
Yeah,
you know, your family and your friends.
Right.
Let me ask you, Mr. Wu. You know, this is not something that everyone has the courage or the ability to do. You know, travel around the world on your bike. You know, how has this 3.5 years journey really changed you as a person? In what area? Did you, you set out on the journey to find yourself, to discover yourself?
Yeah.
Did you think that you achieved that?
I'm not totally achieved all I planned.
Okay.
But I think I do some parts of them. Now I changed, so I use a different vision to look my future, or I value in this social.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel this trip maybe it's not completely like before I think.
No.
Yeah, but it's good enough.
Yes.
It's good enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mr. Wu, the final question on the program today is, there may be younger people out there who are watching our program today and thinking that, hey, this is cool. Mr. Wu has done it in 3.5 years. Maybe when I get older, I want to do the same trip as he did. What would be the suggestions and recommendations that you want to tell them? Please.
The dream is not only for the superiority, the advantages.
Okay.
Just you sure the things is really worth to do.
Okay.
Yeah, you just do it. If the whole world or your family also, maybe your parents say, oh, you cannot do that.
No.
Yeah, you cannot do that because somebody travel around the world may cost how many $1 billion. You just $7,000 US. You cannot do that.
Okay.
But if you think there is worse things in your life, you just do it.
All right.
All the problem, you will find out to solve it.
Okay.
Yeah, to solve it.
Terrific.
Yeah.
It's wonderful to have you on the program today, Mr. Wu. Certainly want to wish you all the best in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching our program today. I'll see you next time on Macroview Television. Thank you.